Okay, so this is the third one for the series. We're still in stepper motors. Okay, so I've added a integer. Let's call it not CT1. Let's call it uh, Modbus MB var1. So this is the variable one for the Modbus. Okay. So this is a addressable or device addressable. So let's set the device ID to 8. So in terms of Modbus addressing, this should be 327 siya. May 0 to. So this is base 0, not base 1. So this is still a 7. Okay. When we try to do the Modbus connection towards the device. Okay. So the next problem is we need to supply a initial value to it. Let's say 2. Okay. So here lies some of the issues. We need a way to port this value into the system. Okay. So if we use a variable, can we actually take in a word variable for an output in this one? Okay. So int can be an input. So this is the first one. So we need a block kasi we can't do it directly connecting the values towards the pin. We might end up with a problem later on. So in this case, we'll be using the arithmetic multiplier. Okay. So in this case, we'll connect it to input 1. So when we say this one, any number, okay, and we'll move this one to the other side and we'll say, okay, we can just set this one to 100. Okay. And then we can set this one to connect to the value that we have. Okay. So let's see if this actually can work or the system will reject it. Okay. Target value. We see it going up. We know that that's 2, so that's a 200 mark, more or less. So it stops. Okay. So in order to allow for us to see the transaction of how many operations are actually happening, okay, we can add in another variable name here. And let this be word 8. So that word 8 should be connected to another variable declaration for an output. But this one is an output. So this should include allow us to see what is actually happening inside the processor. So we feed our input here and we get our output there. So in this case, we have a value, okay, represented in W or QW8 in this case. So I'm thinking whether or not I'm going to use Q or I for the other one. So this is an input, not an output. Yeah, let's see. Lalabas naman yan when we do the Modbus implementation. So let's do a save. Okay. And let's connect in our Uno. So I have with me a Uno. So the tricky part of this one is sometimes you don't really know where the Uno is actually connected to. So in order to settle that question, you need to go to this PC manage. You wait for the computer management module to pop up, and then you go to device manager and look at this one. So USB serial port 6 is seemingly where it is actually connected to. Okay. So let's see kung tama siya o hindi. Okay, I'm just taking a peek at my uh, USB connections. Wala namang iba. So there's no other connections set with that one. So probably it is really the 6 that we're looking at. Okay. So remember the device IDs that we put in. Okay. So here, of course, we go to Arduino Uno. Okay. And then we set our communications pin to COM6. Okay. We have to make sure that the device ID is actually set to 8 so that we can engage and use the mod scan utility that we have. Let's set it to 9600, save the changes, and then move back to the transfer PLC. So, okay. So now you see the crash error that we have here. Okay. So if that happens to you, just save your file. Okay. Quit the PLC. Okay. And then just reload, open PLC editor. Okay. Stepper count, double check if the program is indeed intact, and then go back. Since you've saved the settings, it should be there. So you should not have a problem with it. And let's go for this one. Hopefully it won't flash and burn on us. Okay. So compilation failed. Okay. So I'm guessing the problem is the pins I used. Okay. So traditionally, QW is actually starting from 0. But I didn't want to tap into pin number 9 and 11 and 12. So since I don't have a choice, I basically put this one in na 2 and 0 siya. Okay. And then we'll save the action. And then we'll try to reload and to transfer the information back into the PLC itself. Let's see if this one compiles properly. Oh, it gives a error. Okay, so it's uploading to the board. You should see it done after some time. Okay. So again, the issue seemingly is the addressing. So again, if you're going to use this tool, do not in any way play around with the pin 9 and pin 10 in this case, because they will give you a PWM signal equivalent to 2 over 1,200 and 0 over 1,200. So it's kind of messed up pagdating sa side na yun. Okay. So let's proceed now to go into Modbus. The connection is towards COM6 as indicated by the parameter set. So the baud rates, the word length, we don't really change it that much. We're looking at a the QW is an out holding register, not a uh, the other side. And we only have three basically for the Uno series. The device ID is 8. Again, you can see that information there since we encoded it in. So there we have 2. Okay. So we can also try to force our way to do some of the actions that we need